session prior to our meeting to discuss legal and personnel issues. Please stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Alzar.
Mrs. Cosar. Here. Mr. Laser.
Here.
Mr. LaCasio.
Here.
Mrs. Mays. Here. Mr. Music.
Here.
Mr. Ovarto.
Here.
Mr. Palmer.
Here.
Dr. George.
Here.
Mr. Hauser.
Here. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up to hearing of visitors, part one. This is where anybody in the audience has an opportunity to stand up at the podium, state your name and address, and speak of anything on the agenda this evening. Seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 71, approval of the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Solicitors report, Mr. Naples.
No report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Naples. Education and planning, Mrs. Mays.
Yes, thank you. Before I get to the Art Conservation Trust presentation, I would like to let you know that the WIU is now sending a representative to our meetings once a month. And they are just going to get a feel for what's going on in the district and report back and see if there's anything they can do to help us. So it's very nice, and I'd like to introduce Mr. John Devamont. He's going to be our representative. There he is. And you might remember his wife, Michelle. So welcome to Don.
Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, well, just very happy to be here. I know when Dr. Conway was, asking us what district we wanted to visit and so forth, he had a straw poll there. So I lucked out, and when he asked me which one I wanted, he said, obviously Latrobe, the best one. So I'll listen and take notes and so forth, take it back to the IU, and if there's anything we can do to help, assist here or wherever, we'll be more than happy to do it. That's what we're here for, the IU to serve and, help everybody. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
Very nice to
Thank
have
you.
you. Thank you. Now, I'm very pleased to welcome Mrs. Barbara Naples, Mr. Mark Torrey, and Ms. Rachel Servant for a presentation on the Join the Chorus.
On behalf of the Art Conservation Trust, thank you for having us here this evening. And I want to thank all of you, the members of the school board, for your part in making Join the Chorus a success. That initiative for the project came from you, and your contribution was the first funds that came to it. And I know in addition, a lot of you made contributions, personal contributions. And so thank you very, very much. And I also want to thank the great people of this community. They responded to a letter that asked them to contribute to the campaign, and they did, and we reached the goal. And we just saw the piano, and it is absolutely beautiful. And Mrs. Servant played a little, and it sounds great. So we were so thrilled because we had contributions from all over the country. And then we had the local ones, the McFeely Rogers Foundation, the Latrobe Rotary. We had community members, former choral students, alumni. It was just wonderful. Parents, students. There was one grandmother that I recall. She came to a concert early this spring and was so thrilled with the idea that she made certain that she had a contribution in honor of her little granddaughter. This is the greater Latrobe community, and we're honored to be part of it. So again, I thank you all. And I would like to remind you of the next major fundraiser of the Art Conservation Trust. And as you look around, you can see it's Art Gala time. The Art Gala will be Thursday, November 1st, we're honoring Cindy Bush, who had for 16 years chaired the gala, and she's now retired from that. For some of you, you remember those galas back in the cafeteria when we were all crowded together? Well, she started back then, and her leadership and her talents have made this the great event that it is, with more than 500 people who will be coming. And we hope to see you among them. Thank you.
It was an honor and a privilege to chair the fundraising efforts for the new piano. When I retired 10 years ago, it was, one of the things that was always on my radar was the Baldwin Grand, because it was the piano that was here in the original building. The piano was built in 1964, and it's ironic because I think back then the piano may have cost $4,000. So I think a 54-year run for $4,000 and it's still playing. I think we got a running worth out of it. But like anything, it was old and needed some serious repair. So that always was in the back of my mind. So when I was asked about chairing this fundraising to do piano for the choir room, it was definitely an honor to do that. And we were so pleased with the responses Barbara said. I actually had one of my former students who graduated in 1978 when she had heard about it. She lives in New York City, and she said, "Oh yeah," and contributed money. So it is true. They contributed from far and wide, and it's a pleasure to present you folks this evening with the first installment, as we could say, for $23,455. So I want to thank you very much, and thank all of you for your support, and just thank the Latrobe community for their support too. Thank you.
Well, I'll only speak for a moment or two, but good evening. My name is Rachel Surden, and I'm the current choral director here at the high school. I want to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks to the Art Trust for helping us make the purchase of a new piano possible, and a huge thank you to the school district for the generous contribution to the campaign. It was during my first year of teaching here at the high school when I became aware that we might need a new piano. A few seniors were helping with concert preparations in December of 2013, and I asked them to move the Baldwin Grand to the auditorium. They did, but they moved it onto the stage instead of into the pit. And this was not a problem, or so I thought. These students noticed that the metal threshold from the auditorium stage back into the hallway was very warped. They knew that the dolly was not going to smoothly roll over it. So logically, they sought out the help from an adult. My dear colleague, Tim Sheridan, found a carpet swatch and placed it over this warped metal threshold, perhaps with the hopes that it would act as a ramp. On the count of 3, everyone pushed the piano over the carpet swatch, and the body of the piano kept moving, and all 3 legs and the dolly stayed firmly on the stage. A student rushed into the choir room and said, "Come quick, the piano broke." And the panic that arose within me cannot be described, and I will never forget crying in front of Mr. Licasio while 4 high school boys held this piano, and I was sure it would be my last day of teaching here. And so I called our piano tuner, whose card was tucked into the piano because I didn't know who else to reach out to, and he arrived on the scene and reattached the legs to the piano, and our performance went on as scheduled that evening. I tell this story because after the panic subsided, our piano technician educated me on just how much wear and tear was on the Baldwin Grand, and that this may have happened simply because it has been very well loved since its manufacture year of 1964. I planted the seed in 2013 to refurbish the piano or purchase a new piano for the choir classroom, and 5 years later, I am ecstatic that we are able to make this a reality.
Greater Latrobe has an exceptional music department, not only in Westmoreland County, but in Western Pennsylvania, and that is in large part due to the support from the district. Without the right resources, our music students would not find as much success as they do. So again, thank you so much for supporting the performing arts. We have a great year of choral music ahead, including a prestigious performance at the National Association for Music Education Conference held in Pittsburgh in 2019, in April of 2019. I'm deeply honored to be a member of the faculty here at Greater Latrobe, and on behalf of the entire music department, we'd like to thank you for keeping music alive in our schools. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming and all your hard work for that. It's wonderful.
Wait a minute, did I make you cry?
Oh, I was crying before you arrived.
Yeah. I got a call to come to the stage, and I got there, and there's the piano in 2 pieces, and Rachel's thinking, I'm done, I'm fired. And I'm like, calm down, we'll take care of it.
It's true. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Swigert referenced earlier, there are quite a few simple agreements that we approve pretty much on an annual basis. And so I'm going to bundle all of them together. We went over them last week except for the 3 that you mentioned. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I'm going to bundle resolutions number 72 through 81. And again, these are all agreements that we go through every year.
So moved. Second.
I'm still checking the whole. We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'll move for adoption of resolution number 82 to approve the overnight and out-of-state field trips as listed on your agenda.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I move for adoption of resolution number 83 to approve the 40 developmental assets reach survey.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'm finished, Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Mings. Finance, I move for adoption of resolution number 84 for the treasurer's report.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. I move for adoption of resolution number 85, approve payment of the bills.
So moved, or second.
Motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. Move for adoption of resolution number 86, gift grants and donations, as listed.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes. The minutes to the finance meeting are attached. The next finance committee meeting, Tuesday, November 13th, 5 p.m. at the senior high school library classroom. Facilities operation and planning. The LES monthly construction project report number 16 is attached for your review. Our next facilities operation and planning committee meeting will be Thursday, November 8th at 3:30 p.m. at the admin building. Student activities and recreation, Mrs. Mings.
Thank you. I move for adoption of resolution number 87 to approve the 2018-19 winter sports coaches and salaries.
Second.
A motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Opposed? And that motion passes.
I also move for adoption of resolution number 88 to approve the Future Business Leaders of America, known as FBLA, as a school clock.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Community Relations, Dr. Zorch.
There's a Park and Recs meeting this coming Thursday at 4:30 for the Fairview Municipal Building. I just have a question too about the Alice, the trips. Is there a required number of chaperones for students? Is that the standard thing? No, they just decide how many they need. Because I was just looking at the numbers, and some of them have more, some have less. Seems to correlate to the age of the kids and stuff. So.
I was going to say the country trips, I think, are very low ratio.
But there's not a requirement that we have for the club.
The exchange companies, I don't believe so, that they require any particular number. But I think it's about 10 to 1 at least, if not more.
Okay, just curious. And I just want to make a comment. I'm so proud of this community for supporting this piano and stuff. And you look at how many grants we have and you add those up, that's well over $100,000. And plus, every time I walk around this school or any school, no matter what time it is, I can't believe how clean it is. I'm always stunned. And I tell the custodians all the time that I am so stunned by how clean it is. I just can't get over it. It's beautiful. They do a great job. It's a great thing that they do. I mean, they do a nice job for us, and I just want to give them a little public applaud, a little standing ovation, because it really is very clean. Doesn't matter what bathroom I pick.
Never do white gloves.
I'm telling you, there are some places I've been that aren't, and there are places that should be. And I've done tests sometimes where I put something in the hallway and left it there for a long time. And it was there for a long time before it got picked up. And I finally picked it up myself because I felt bad putting it there in the first place.
I was going to invite you to my house.
But just some kudos to those guys. They do a fantastic job. I'm telling you, our schools are just beautiful. Very, very, very well done.
Thank you, Dr. Zorch. Westmoreland Intermediate Unit, Mrs. Mays.
Yes, thank you. I move for adoption of resolution number 89 to authorize the WIU Joint Purchasing Consortium representative and the alternate for the 2019-2020 school year.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I also move for adoption of resolution number 90 to grant permission to advertise jointly as a member of the WIU Joint Purchasing Consortium for the 2019-2020 school year.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second, and that will be a roll call vote. Mrs. Allston?
Mrs. Kozar.
Yes.
Mr. Laser.
Yes.
Mr. Lucasio.
Yes.
Mrs. Mays.
Yes.
Mr. Music.
Yes.
Mr. Obarto.
Yes.
Mr. Palmer.
Yes.
Dr. Zorch.
Yes.
Mr. House.
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Allston.
And the next WIU committee meeting will be held next Tuesday, October 23rd at 7:00 p.m. in the WIU Fort Lee Room.
Thank you, Mrs. Mays. EWCTC Joint Operating Committee, Mr. Music.
Thank you. The next EWCTC Joint Operating Committee meeting will be Wednesday, October 24th at 7 o'clock, and that will be at the EWCTC building.
Thank you, Mr. Music. Board Policy Liaison, Mrs. Mays.
Yes, I move for adoption of resolution number 91 to approve the listed board policies.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes. Thank you, Mrs. Mays.
Thank you.
Technology, Mr. Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. President. We had a technology meeting here
the CSC, the meeting notes will be attached to next month's agenda. And our next meeting is Sunday, February, 6 p.m. here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Superintendent's recommendations, Mrs. Schreiber.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 92, which is the approval of resignations listed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 93, which is the approval of the additional substitute teachers for the 18-19 school year.
So moved.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution 94, which is the approval of the support personnel classified appointments.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes.
And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 95, which is the approval of the superintendent board secretary appointment. And that is Jody Verhofsky to that position of superintendent board secretary for the school district, effective December 1st, 2018, at an annual salary of $43,500.
Second.
Roll call, please.
We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? And we'll have a roll call vote on that.
Mrs. Kozar?
Yes.
Mr. Laser?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasio?
Yes.
Mrs. Baines? Yes. Mr. Music?
Yes.
Mr. Alberto?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Dr. Zorch?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
I'd just like to take a moment to introduce Jody Verhofsky to those board members who may not recognize Jody. She works at central office now, as you're all aware, doing child accounting and central registration. And hopefully she is looking forward to becoming the board superintendent secretary. I'm joking, I know you are. We're looking forward to working with you. Thank you very much, Jody. And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 96, which is the approval of the renewal of the business administrator's contract, which is obviously Daniel Watson, from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2026.
Second. We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? We'll have a roll call vote, Mrs. Olson.
Mrs. Kozar?
Yes.
Mr. Laser?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasio?
Yes.
Mrs. Baines?
Yes.
Mr. Music?
Yes.
Mr. Alberto?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Dr. Zorch?
Yes.
Mr. Hauser?
Yes.
And I will offer congratulations to Mr. Watson, who is smiling.
Thank you very much. Very appreciative.
Thank you very much.
So are we.
Thank you. And I'd ask the board to move on resolution number 97, which is the approval of the Greater Latrobe Schools Community Picnic Chairperson. And this agenda item is approving Darlene Allshouse to manage the picnic beginning January 1st of 2019 for this school year.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion on the floor and second. Questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And that motion passes.
Under other business, our Breakfast of Champions first breakfast is this Thursday, tomorrow, or no, Thursday, tomorrow, here in the center at 7:30 a.m. Mrs. Naples did a nice job recognizing the art gala coming up on Thursday, November 1st at 6 p.m., honoring Cindy Bush's service to the Art Conservation Trust. The class play, All in Timing, is the weekend of November 9th and 10th, Friday and Saturday evenings. If you're interested, please see Mrs. Allshouse, obviously this evening, so that she can provide you with tickets. And our board meeting in November, which we only have one, will be Tuesday, November 13th, because of the holiday in November. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Swire. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up to hearing of visitors part 2. This is where you can stand up to the podium and speak of any concerns you have concerning the district.
I got something here, I've got a minute. We all
Oh,
probably
you know what,
have.
thank you for reminding me.
But this-
I appreciate it.
I haven't been to it for a few years, but I'm telling you, this was a really nice program.
And let me mention this, and I so appreciate Dr. Zorcher, and I put it right here for me to say something. Bagley Elementary School's 18th Annual Veterans Day Program is Thursday, November 8th at 2 p.m. If you have a few minutes, it takes about, I think it's about a 45-minute to an hour presentation. It's really a wonderful Veterans Day program, honoring our veterans locally, but in addition, the student participation is really wonderful. And I know that they always appreciate the student participation. So if you're able to make it, community is very welcome. It really is a very nice event at Bagley Elementary School. Thank you for reminding me, Dr. Zorch.
Mr. President, I also have something I'd like to bring up too. I'd like to talk about senior citizen tax incentives. Back in April, at a board meeting and as well as at a board retreat, we talked about looking into tax incentives for seniors, such as freezing taxes or tax rebates. And at that time, and I know we were busy over the summer, you had talked about maybe putting a committee together to look into it, to see the feasibility of doing something for our seniors. And I'm asking the board, asking you if we can do it.
Put the committee, yeah.
And when can we do it?
Let me look at everybody's schedule, and then we'll work something out, because mine is crazy. So, I'll definitely, by the next meeting, we'll,
I greatly appreciate that.
yeah, anybody else? In case you're wondering, the floor is still open, so we got a little off track here. All right, seeing no one, I move for adoption of resolution number 98, adjournment.
Second.
Motion on the floor, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes.